Head coach of the University of Utah. When you hear that, what goes through your mind?
It's weird. It's weird. I've been coaching for 10 years. When I was talking to Jason about this opportunity, and after the season last year, kind of had some head coaching opportunities, and I've always wanted to do it. I just was waiting for, I think, the right opportunity. And it's crazy to think that, 10 years in, I'm finally making the leap, and couldn't be happier to do it here, and have great connections, and feel like the foundation of the program is incredibly strong. But yeah, it's weird. I saw a head coach on my contract when I was looking at it. I'm like, wow, that says head coach with my name. That's pretty strange. But I'm super stoked.
Right opportunity. You use those words.
Yeah.
What makes Utah for you the right opportunity?
Yeah. I think the reasons I wanted to come here in the first place, I think for me, the selling piece of the University of Utah is the trifecta. I talk about it with recruits all the time. You have a college campus that is its own entity. So if you are looking for a great, atmosphere on campus, and love being, on a college campus that is its own thing, obviously ours is growing and expanding, and there's great additions happening, which it's a great time to be a student at the University of Utah. But then I think you have the added bonuses of, you have a great city in Salt Lake City that has NBA teams, now an NHL team, professional sports, concerts, theaters, all of these things that as a student, when you have some free time, there's no short of experiences that you can go explore and do stuff. And then you add the mountains on top of that. For people that are really outdoorsy and don't love the hustle and bustle of, city life, and maybe want to get away from a college campus, you can go 20, 30 minutes and get up in the mountains and ski, snowboard, hike, bike, fish, any of the things, and not have cell service for, a few hours, and get away from the chaos. So I love that you get all three things within, a 20 to 30 minute radius, and you can really have an unbelievable college experience with all of those things being so close.
You were mostly an East Coast girl.
Yeah.
New York, Penn State, obviously, but you coached at Louisville, you coached at Dayton as well. What did you know about this program? Obviously, Beth's been here forever, and they've played nationally, but what did you know about this program before you got here?
Well, I have a lot of friends in the volleyball world. When I decided that I was going to leave Dayton and look at some job opportunities, and Utah was one of them, the three things that kind of stood out were obviously Beth, her network, her connections, knowing I wanted to be a head coach. I wanted to learn from somebody that had been in the game for as long as she has, and had the success for a sustained period of time that she has had as well. But I also, heard from one of my best friends is the athletic trainer at Kentucky. And a few years before that, Utah had absolutely blown Kentucky out in preseason. I think it was here at Utah. And so she texted me when I was telling her schools and staffs that were interested. And she was like, oh my gosh, you have to pick Utah. Like, that program is awesome. Like, they beat the crap out of us a few years ago. And so I was like, okay. And I started to talk to people I, trust, my mentors, my friends. And it just kind of kept coming back to Utah. And I always, as even a recruiter, and when I went through my recruiting process, I always talk about the thing that you come back to is probably the thing that's the right fit. And so every little piece of it, the university, Beth, the volleyball program, the reputation, it just was, okay, I feel like this is going to be the right move.
What was your reaction when Beth told you she was retiring? You were going to, this was going to be your program.
Yeah. When she first mentioned it, I was like, what? I think I was a little bit in shock, just because I made her promise when I took the job that she wouldn't retire within the first year that I was here. Because I didn't want to pick up and move my life across the country and only get, 1 year. And it's obviously a lot to move your family and do all of those things. And so I was like, I need at least 2 years. So then, after last season, as she started to kind of mention, hey, I think I'm, getting close, when it became, would you want this job? Is this a job you're interested in? I was like, is this for real? Like, I don't really know if you're playing or if this is really happening. But yeah, I was a little bit in shock and incredibly humbled, honored, and just couldn't be more thrilled to follow in a female head coach's footsteps as a female head coach, and hopefully, take on some of that, impact on female athletes that we get to coach.
You've been around this game most of your life.
Yeah.
A huge portion of your life. What do you love about the game of volleyball?
Oh, I love the team part. Love it. It makes me emotional. Just thinking about my teams that I got to play on. And the girls we get to coach. Sorry. I just think it's one of the most cool volleyball. You don't get to get anywhere without your team. And it made me who I am, as a person, as a coach, as a player. Team is everything. And we really get to make an impact on people, which I think is incredibly powerful.
You were part of so many good teams.
Yeah.
As a player, I mean, as you said, it's a team sport, but 3 championships in high school.
Yeah.
4 championships in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of an impact has that had on you as a coach? Because you've experienced so much winning as a player.
I don't know. If you ask my mom and dad when I was younger, I was a problem. I am incredibly competitive. My older sister and I fought all the time. I had to win everything I did. She hiked a football over my head when we were younger, and so I decided that I was going to make it further than her, and so I used both arms, hiked the football, and face planted in the driveway and had to get stitches. That's just, every little thing mattered to me so much when I was growing up. So I think just winning is, I don't know, it's in me. I care about everything, doing it at a high level, whether it's, academics, if it's a community event. I want people to have a great experience, a great, time interacting with me and whatever it is. So everything to me is like, how can I win this moment? And so I don't know. I think that's just how I've been since I was a little kid. And I got the opportunity to showcase that at the highest level, playing college sports. But I think that just is who I am. I care a lot about competing. And I think one of my coaches when I was younger said, how you do anything is how you'll do everything. And that has stuck with me in every sense of the word. I genuinely care about doing everything that I can at a really, really high level.
Sometimes when you have that great success as an athlete and a competitor, it's hard to get it to translate.
Yeah.
As a coach, a lot of great athletes don't make great coaches. So What is it about coaching? When did you know you wanted to try to make this your career?
I actually just talked to Whitney on our staff about this last week. I really didn't know that I wanted to make it a full-time thing until probably my junior year of college. My mom's a coach, my dad's a coach, my sister still coaches now. So I am a coach's kid through and through. But my college coach, Russ Rose, came up to me working summer camps my junior year and was like, hey, do you ever think about coaching? And I'm like, well, yeah, like I'm going to coach club, probably like my mom, and coach high school, and like I'll coach. But he was like, no, like coach, like what I do, like full-time college. And I looked at him and I was like, I hadn't really thought about that, no. And once he put the bug in my head, then it was game over. I knew I wanted to play for as long as I could. And after that conversation, it was like, okay, I'm going to be in the coaches' offices a little bit more, see what I can learn from them. How do they, do the recruiting? How do they do the scouting? Like what does the staff dynamic look like? And so I just really kind of started to be around more and ask more questions and try and put myself in those environments a little bit more to keep learning. And I haven't looked back since.
Biggest influence, biggest mentor for you in the coaching world was who?
I don't know if I could pick one. I would say my mom. I grew up watching her coach, and she did everything from 12 and under to 18 and under to high school, and just always talked about life lessons and how to, teach through the sport. So she's for sure one of them. But I also would say my club coach, he had to put me in timeout when I say I was a competitive little brat sometimes. He really taught me how to, master my emotions and use them to lead people for good. And then obviously I think Russ, for me, when I played there, just learned an incredible amount playing for one of the best coaches in the country. And then I think, getting a chance to work for Beth has been incredible, just to see a female head coach. I had never, really spent time with a female head coach. I worked for Ann at Louisville for a couple of years, but it was really short-lived, and I was so young then that I didn't really understand a whole lot. So I don't know that I could pick one, but I've had phases of both my playing and coaching career that, I've learned a ton from some incredible people.
What would you like your program culture or philosophy to be here in Utah?
I just talked about how much competing matters to me. Again, I think the how you do anything is how you do everything quote for me is, really important. I want our student athletes to, be great people in the community, in the classroom, on the court, and just be striving to achieve and compete at the highest level in all facets of their life. And then once they're done here, hopefully they go out and kill it at whatever they're going to do, whether it's, a CEO, a mom, a professional player. I just hope that they learn how to really compete through good times, bad times, and show up and be great competitors through all of it. The second one for me that I always think about is just character. What you do in the darkness is revealed in the light. And if you're having great conversations about people, if you're having people's backs, if you're working incredibly hard when nobody's looking, I think all of those things get rewarded in the long run. And then the biggest one for me, my club coach told me this when I was 14, I think pay it forward. Just find a way to give back to people that gave it to you.
You're taking over a program that's in very good shape.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll take over a program, it's a full rebuild, things like that.
Yeah.
But what's job one, step one for you as you take over here?
I think retaining the players and getting them to see what things are going to stay the same and what things are going to be a little different. I think the biggest thing that I like to talk about is, great coaches, to me, when I look back at all the people I just talked about and mentioned, I think are consistent and authentic. And doesn't mean that they're the same, right? I learned something different from each coach that I mentioned. But I think that the things that they did really well is they were consistent and they were authentic to them. And so I'm not going to be Beth. I can't be Beth. I have to be Alyssa, and I have to retain the players and get them to buy in of, hey, this is why the program was great, and here's the foundation, and this is what we're going to try to do a little bit different or a little bit better here to continue to grow and evolve and get this program to another level if we can. But yeah, I think getting the players and staff and everybody to buy in of what does this look like and how is it going to feel and what are we going to be about.
Last thing. You've been part of the program for a few years now, and you've gotten to know the fans and some of the key folks. What's your message to the Utah volleyball community, the fans, the alumni about this next chapter? Yeah.
Get ready. It's going to be a fun one. I just hope that they understand we're going to do as much as we can to, honor the legacy that Beth has left and keep moving the program forward and try and see, where can we take this thing? I think we have the support, we have the fans, we have the foundation of the program. You have a lot of things that can allow this program to be great and continue to succeed at a high level. But I also think that there's more on the table for Utah. And I truly think the Big 12 Conference and so many different things that you look at, there's a gold mine that we can go achieve some special things here for sure. So I think just telling them to get ready for the ride and jump on, stay with us, and we'll give back as much as we can to them because they give us a whole heck of a lot.